Hey, hi, hello, welcome, or I hope you're having a good morning, day, night, whatever time it is for you. I'm coming off a 1 month, um, not bender, 1 month. I've been coming off a crazy month. It's been a odd month. I honestly don't know how, because I know I was trying to stream a lot this summer, and it didn't work out because of school, and I was trying to prioritize other things other than streaming. And then I bought my PC, and then that was like my time to play video games. And then that lasted until school started. Once school started again, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So I think for that month of last month, I was just trying to like incorporate gaming into the streaming into like my whole plan with what I want to do. And it just, I wasn't finding, or like I didn't have a good way to do it, or like a good plan in my head to incorporate it, because I was gonna play The Witcher 3, and that was like whatever. And then now I've been playing Minecraft for a month, so I haven't really been doing much. I got my wisdom teeth taken out a month ago, and that was pretty bad. That was pretty horrible. It was like 2 weeks of like eating like either really soft foods or like just pudding and protein shakes. Like it was Angelo. It was like really really bad. Um, it wasn't the worst. Obviously, you're gonna come out of it. So I think it's just like a mental thing of just reminding yourself. And I think that's the one thing that like helped me a lot, is that I knew that it was gonna be over. So like I was just like, I just have to eat very little for like a couple of days, and then once it gets better, it gets better. But I got lucky and didn't get a dry socket, didn't get an infection. I'm sick right now, but it's also October. I mean September, so it could also just be like the little decline in temperature, the little drop in temperature, or it could also be someone in class, because I was talking to my classmates today, and I think someone in class might be sick and getting everyone sick. But yeah, my wisdom teeth was whatever. I think it was a 2 week period where it was like I would say that was my recovery. After that, I was like pretty much fine, except I have some like nerve inflammation, so I have like a tiny like I there's some parts of my tongue that are numb. So if I have like a cough drop in, or like a gum in, or a mint in, and in certain parts of my mouth, I literally can't feel that's in my mouth until I move it around so I can feel it with my tongue, or another part of my tongue. So it's still not fully back. The dentist told me that it could be up to 6 months until I get full recovery back, and even then, some people don't. I have a small lisp; it's tiny. I could live my life with like this, but I would prefer not. I would prefer going back to the original, the original feeling. But yeah, and then on Thursday, I left for Mexico, and I got sick. So I've been cooked. I haven't been able to stream for a month because I had a really, really bad lisp and couldn't feel my tongue. And then I got sick on Thursday, so I've been coughing and been sick since Thursday. But I started streaming again, I think, on Monday with Ivan, because we've been playing video games. Or we've been playing Lethal Company, and then we tried playing a round yesterday. But I don't know how I feel about that. And I think I should be able to get into politics, or get into like that. I don't know if today I really want to try playing hardcore Minecraft today, but then I just saw there was a shooting at an immigration center, and I'm like genuinely curious about it, because like I'm genuinely curious about it. So I might spend a little time in politics today, maybe like 30 minutes. Um, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, I've been in school for this time too. So I started school again in August, and that's been all right. We're doing physics. I had my first physics exam today that I was really nervous for, and it honestly wasn't horrible. I feel a little bad because I hardly studied, and I haven't really been like too locked into the class, and I feel like I did good in the test, and a lot of people were struggling with the test. So if I get a good grade, I'm gonna feel really really bad. But we'll see what happens. We had the exam today, and I think it went well. It was an easy class. We got out early, and yeah. But I feel like this semester is low key been really weird because I'm taking my physics class. I'm taking a PE class that I might have to drop because of my wisdom teeth and me being sick right now. That because I haven't gotten, the only grade that we've been getting so far is participation. I've only been there for half the classes so far because it's only 2 days a week. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go. And a journalism class. My journalism class is at 1:30. I also don't think I'm going today because I'm sick. I just hate coughing in class. Like I hate that, and I have a really really bad cough. I just hate being around people and me being the one like, oh, like let's get away from him so that he doesn't get us sick. So I'm gonna do the homework for that. I'm gonna be checking the canvas for that, but I'm not gonna go because I'm sick. It's a really easy class too. Like I can go. It's just, oh my god, I got a 9 out of 10. Let me tell my group. Hey Siri, where are you? Oh, right here. um, but yeah. So I'm not sure. I think I should be able to get my 3 associates this semester. No, maybe next semester because of the P class. But it's only the P class, so that's pretty much it. Mexico was fucking ass because of me being sick. So I literally went over there to do some paperwork. Didn't do anything for the whole day and a half that I was there for, like for free time, because I was sick. I mean, there's not much to do either, but like I was in the room sick, like horrible fever, and it's hot as fuck over there. So it was really really bad. I actually have heard about people that they get fever, and like artists especially, I've heard this about, and they like get into like this like flow state where like they're like half asleep half awake, and they're like low-key going crazy because when you have a fever, your organs are like hot, so your brain is getting hot, and they go into like this like flow, this like zone of like creativity. So I don't know how that happens because I was over there and I was just watching TV the entire time. But I've been watching Prison Break, and I've low key been enjoying it. I'm on episode 15. It's been I tried watching it in high school and I didn't like it, but I'm watching it again right now, and I think I got past the original point that I had gotten to, and I really really want to finish that. But with gaming and watching TV, those are two huge time wasters, horrible time wasters. That's literally all my time's been going to because I haven't been able to work out because of wisdom teeth. I haven't been able to work out heavy because of wisdom teeth. And then after that, it was me getting sick because I was still doing like small workouts. And then me getting sick kind of fucked me because last Tuesday I was fine. Thursday I got sick. Didn't go to PE because I went to Mexico. Didn't work out in Mexico because I was sick, and now I'm sick right now. So I'm cooked right now. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been losing weight. I have been losing weight, but I've been cheating because I had my wisdom teeth taken out, so I lost weight there. And then I was sick this weekend, and I was in Mexico, so I wasn't eating all my normal snacks, and I wasn't leaving the house. I was just eating whatever my family was bringing, and then I didn't have a lot of options. So I had 2 meals a day every day that I was over there, but I think I was eating lower calories because I think I'm 186 now. I should be because I was 182 when I got back. But that's because at the airport I didn't eat anything. I mean, at the day of the airport, I didn't eat anything until I got to the airport. And yeah, so I've been losing weight. That's the goal, is to not gain any of that back. I do not want to go over 190. I'm 186. I want to get down to 160. Like that's my goal. I think by end of this year, I want to get down to like 170. So no, like 175. So the goal is to not get over 190. And then yeah, since I've been back, I mean, since I haven't been able to stream really or like do any of the politics things or whatever that I wanted to do, I've been trying to like still keep up with certain things. Politics I haven't because I've been watching Prison Break, but I haven't. I did hear about David shit, and the David shit is crazy. Um, but yeah, I would have loved to live stream that finding out, but I was sick, and yeah, but I think we are on a good time now. We're on a good timing now. I'm like pretty much okay to speak long term. It's just a cough and a slight lisp. But I want to see this. But I'm gonna see Hassan react to it. But I also want to react to it myself first. I want to see how different it is. Our reactions. What is this? But yeah. Oh, and the Charlie Kirk thing was crazy too. Holy shit, that shit was insane. Prayers to his family. Um, what's it called? Obviously they lost a husband and a father. Um, Prayers to losing a human being. Obviously, we lost a human being, but I've been seeing a lot of controversy between people that have been saying, oh, they feel bad for him or that they don't feel bad for him. Obviously, the Jimmy Kimmel stuff, people getting fired. I think a professor got fired. And yeah, but at the end of the day, we lost a human being. So, I mean, prayers out to like, obviously, like the loss of life, but not the message. That is good that we lost the a message or that message specifically. But yeah, we're getting into the hold on, let me set up my screen. All right, so we are getting started with the Dallas immigration shooting. I have no idea what this is. I saw a little bit on Hassan's stream yesterday, but I didn't really watch enough to understand what happened. I don't know if it's the ICE agents that died or the fucking my people that died. We're about to see. As of now, this is the only news that I have to react to before we start hardcore Minecraft. I have Hassan's POV right here. I saw this on my recommended page. I low-key want to watch this real quick. And yeah, so let's watch this a shooting thing. Hold on.
One ICE detainee is dead and 2 more critically injured after a shooter perched atop a nearby building opened fire at an immigration detention facility near downtown Dallas. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah.
One dead.
Thank you for joining us here on Fox 4 at 4. I'm here now with Sean Rabb as we work through. I'm Hannah at an critically injured after a shooter. One ICE detainee is dead and 2 more critically injured after a shooter perched atop a nearby building opened fire at an immigration detention facility near downtown Dallas. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah Battah. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 4.
I mean, to start off, this is crazy. I'm just waiting to hear more information to react. Like, this is insane. This homie was literally just like on the roof, spraying, praying on my Mexicans or my Hispanics.
As we work through all the updates continuing to come in from this morning's shooting.
Yeah, here's what we know now is that police first got calls about this shooting just about 6:30 this morning. This is at the facility just off I-35, also known as Stemmons Freeway, not far from downtown Dallas. When Dallas officers got there, they found 4 people shot, including the shooter. The other 3 people shot were ICE detainees. 1 is confirmed dead. 2 others are critically injured. Earlier, authorities said 2 detainees were.
I think a point that Hassan made last time that I didn't really think about, that like I feel like plays a huge factor into a lot of the news that's happening today, is that with the David thing, that it sucks so bad that the best case scenario was that David was just a PDF, and what's it called, that we're hoping that David, or people were hoping that or best case scenario is that David is just a PDF and not a murderer. But the worst case scenario is obviously like what everyone thinks is happening, where David is a murderer and a PDF, where I feel like we're starting to like our best case scenarios now, or like are like, oh, we hope it's not this. Like, it's starting to be still bad shit. Like this is horrible. The person killing the people in the facility, like the fact that they don't have security enough to, like, well, I guess I'm not going to speak too much on it because I don't know the exact thing that happened, but the point that I'm trying to make is that in my head, when I heard ICE shooting, I was expecting like one of the guards was like, nah, fuck this, I fucking hate brown people, and fucking just shot all the people in the, like, that was my head. Like, that's why I was so intrigued, because I was like, nah, there's no way something like this just happened, but it's not. So I'm happy, and it sucks that I'm happy because obviously, like, we still lost life. There was still loss of life and injured, because again, I'm gonna speak more on it right now, but it baffles my mind that, or it baffles me that, like, I was happy hearing like, oh, it was just some random shooting and not the ICE agent just spraying, praying into the people that are in the facility. Like, I just think that's insane. I think that's a crazy a crazy change in atmosphere where like now it's like shit is so bad that we get happy over like not as bad things, if that makes sense.
Were killed, but they have since revised that downward. Police say 29-year-old Joshua Yon opened fire, striking an unmarked van at the Immigration Detention Center.
Here's the only photo that we have right now of
Striking
that
an
suspected
unmarked
shooter.
van.
This is a mugshot from 2015 for an unrelated arrest. This arrest was for possession of marijuana out of Collin County.
2015.
Police say he killed himself before officers arrived today as he was perched on a roof of a nearby building.
The director of the FBI has shared this picture of evidence found at the scene of ammunition with anti-ICE messaging. And starting this afternoon, we saw police and FBI carrying out searches at 2 homes possibly connected.
So he was trying to kill the ICE agents and not the people. He probably thought the ICE agents were in the back and he was like bat bat, and then is that why he killed himself?
First was in Fairview, just
I wonder.
south of McKinney,
I wonder.
in a neighborhood near 75 in the Sam Rayburn Tollway.
Yeah, the second was a home in Durant, Oklahoma. Authorities are there right now at the scene investigating. This is in a fairly rural area, just a few miles west of US 75. And that's where we're joined now by Fox 4's Stephen Dow, who's been following this police activity as it moved north from the scene in Dallas. Stephen.
Hannah, we've been in Durant, Oklahoma for multiple hours, but we've just started
His audio is cooked.
recent activity in the last 30 minutes. I'm gonna step out of the shot so you can see what's happening before you see the B-roll.
Oh, there's a reporter next to him.
You see a Bryan County Sheriff's deputy driving down this road. Behind it is a home connected to the suspected gunman in the Dallas ICE shooting. Now I want you to look at video that we shot less than 30 minutes ago. In that video, you see an armored vehicle coming in with a battering ram and other multiple federal law enforcement agencies. At least the ATF and FBI are here on the scene. Moments after they entered the property, we heard a loud bang. Could have been them breaching a door, could have been a flashbang. I don't know because it's so far away from this property, but more activity in the last 30 minutes here in Durant, Oklahoma. Now, earlier today, we were in Fairview, Texas. That's outside of McKinney. There is another property associated with the alleged gunman in this Dallas ICE shooting. There, we actually were on scene when we saw what appeared to be family members arriving, and later the FBI and federal agents showed up at that location. Now, it's a quiet neighborhood, of course, like you typically hear with these types of stories. We talked to a neighbor. Take a listen.
And I went out to check the mail, and I saw Fairview police here and a few other cars, and I, started wondering what was on. And then my neighbor across the street from me had texted me and told me what was going on, and it's just, you're kind of shocked and amazed that it could happen that close to you.
So here back in Durant, Oklahoma, we are, finally seeing the kind of activity here. We don't know, what they may be finding inside. Again, Sky 4 flew high above earlier before federal officials arrived, but now later we can only see what this entrance to this long road is to that property. It's a property and then a shed type property also on the property that, documentation traced us back to connecting it to the alleged gunman. Again, we are waiting for more details, and so we're going to send it back to you guys for now, and hopefully we'll have an update soon.
All right, we'll check back in soon. Stephen Dow, thank you for the update. Well, again, this all started just after 6:30 this morning at that ICE detention facility in Dallas off Stemmons Freeway, right near Empire Central Drive. The moments during and immediately after the shooting were frightening for anyone who heard gunfire. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joins us near the scene now. And earlier today, we spoke with somebody who was on the phone with a family member as soon as those shots were fired. Peyton.
Hi, Hannah. Yes, we will get to that in just a few moments, but this is about as close as we can get to the ICE facility here off of Stemmons Freeway. We were pushed back all day by Dallas police, but they have been relieved. And behind me, I'm going to have my photographer push in. We do have some Homeland Security vehicles blocking the entrance to this ICE facility. So again, this is kind of where the media is staged right now, but we'll roll on some B-roll that we have been taking all day from the air and from the ground. Now, this is where the targeted attack started this morning at 6:30 a.m. A shooter was on an adjacent roof and fired at the ICE facility and also at unmarked vans in the Sallyport area. We know 3 detainees were shot, 1 was killed, and 2 are in a nearby hospital. Now, FBI is not releasing any information on the victims at this time. We know no law enforcement officers were injured. Again, no law enforcement officers.
But he was anti-ICE.
Hannah, this ICE facility is constantly open
I have to
for
go use the
law
restroom.
enforcement, but for some people.
Fuck, my bad.
Sentimiento porque a mí me bastaba adentro. Uno viene con muchas emociones aquí.
Now, this woman was very emotional when we spoke to her. When we arrived on scene earlier this morning, she spoke to us in Spanish, but I'll paraphrase for you guys.
I'm confused about this guy being anti-ICE. I'm sorry, I'm still lost.
Enter and exit with law enforcement. That back area we know is where the shooting took place. Now, this woman, she was here for a meeting with a family member.
All right, it's time for Hassan's reaction. I think I understand.
One of the strangest parts about this is that given that the shot and ICE detainees, this administration that has literally presented the people that are being detained by ICE as violent criminals, that has actually done everything in their power to like put them in alligator Alcatraz, dehumanize them, treat them like they're Pokemon, are now going to turn around and be like, what a heinous crime did they. Anyway, yeah, we'll start off with the Dallas guy, and then we'll talk about the Israel-related stuff in a little bit. But as of now, there's not much information, but a sniper rifle.
Oh, a sniper?
An ICE facility
shit.
in Dallas. And of course, when you first hear that, you go, "Oh my God, this is yet another instance of like the violence that they were talking about. This administration was talking about against ICE agents." But of course, the difference in this situation was the targets weren't actually the ICE agents at the facility, but instead those who were detained at the facility. They shot and killed. The shot and killed 2 people. Okay. Per NBC, Joshua John grew up in Allen, Texas, where he was in Boy Scouts, unemployed, but previously had done coding, registered independent, once charged with delivering marijuana. His older brother, he wasn't interested in politics on either side, as far as I knew. Yes, I didn't talk about the daughter of the senator, the New Mexico state legislator who went to Israel. It was really funny, though. I saw it last night. I will talk about that as well. Okay. It turns out apolitical Andes are the most are the people you need to fear the most. Not the political Andes, but the apolitical ones. All right. Anyway, we'll get into it now. At ICE immigration facility in Texas, Channel 4 News reports.
A huge police presence near Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office in Dallas. A main artery northwest of the city center cut off after a gunman opened fire, reportedly from a nearby roof.
I met him once and he was unbearable. You met the... Oh, you're talking about the rep, the New Mexico rep. Jesus Christ.
Police called to the scene at 6:40 local time.
The DPD was able to locate the shooter who was deceased. We're going to be working this investigation shoulder to shoulder with our federal partners.
The investigation centered on the building next to the ICE Enforcement and Removal Center. The shooter firing from this roof reportedly killing 2 detainees and leaving a 3rd critically injured in hospital. The FBI saying no law.
Asmir is trying to make this about you. Wait, what? How? He's not even live. A through line, like a logical through line there. Strange thing.
Oh, right here.
From rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
But also, look. All I'm going to say is this. Even Aaron Rupar said this is the fishiest shit I've ever seen. We're supposed to believe the wrote anti-ICE in pen on a bullet, then shot detainees, but not ICE officers. Like anti-ICE in and of itself is such a strange. It's such a strange thing to write as well. Like you didn't say like ICE, you just said like anti-ICE. Like what? Like it's kind of giving Black's rule, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, so they're trying to like make it seem like he was opposed to the ICE agents.
But I guess it might have been that he shot at something. Breaking news update: Shooter fired into an unmarked van transporting ICE detainees in Dallas. Detainees were struck inside the van. 2 people inside were killed and 1 was injured. The shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, sources say. So that makes a little bit more sense. as far as like
I think one of the things that I'm also learning about how the news works and about like how to be a commentator is the fact that a lot of the news, they don't give you everything. So a lot of the stuff you low-key gotta like come up with like conclusions or like come up to your own like what you think happened or what explanation you have. So like that's what I'm trying to get better at, is like being like, okay, this is what the news is telling me now. What conclusions can I come to? What can I say happened? Because it might have happened. Because obviously you don't know what actually happened. It's just corrupt gang.
as far as like what he was targeting. So then that makes a little bit more sense as far as like the shooter being anti-ICE for sure, even though the bullets saying anti-ICE is just strange in general.
Again, this is just the most recent example of this type of attack.
Since President Trump came
For a more convoluted, from a more convoluted and technically not illegal perspective, I guess.
pulling people off the street. The field office attacked today, subject to a bomb threat last month.
That ICE agents have to experience on a daily basis. Once again, there is no consideration for the victims here. There is no consideration for the victims who were already apprehended and were presented as people that were slated to be deported from the country for the crime.
Low key. What's a reaction? All right. All right. All right. All right. You know what it's time for? Oh, actually, we have this.
Tony Tormenta. Antonio Ezequiel Cardenas Guillen, known as Tony Tormenta, had taken over leadership of the Gulf Cartel after his brother Ociel was arrested. But at the same time, Los Zetas, once the cartel's armed wing, had broken away and turned into its deadliest enemy. Tony commanded his own private army called Los Escorpiones, a squad made up of ex-police officers.
Oh, you know what? I'm not. I just realized I'm not messing with this. Even though it's like old stuff, I'm not messing with that. I'm gonna be safe on that. On some TikTok, on some Twitter, on some X news, just because I'm trying to get into using Twitter more for news too. This is fucking insane. Legislation has been filed in Congress to put Charlie Kirk on U.S. coinage. What? How fucking crazy is that? Evan Loves Worf said he was a fucking podcaster, which he fucking indeed was. Putting him on a coin is insane. The only thing, it's because he was a really, really big, he had clout. Kirk had clout. And you can't even put that down no matter what side you're on. Like, everybody knew who he was. Whether you were a Democrat or Republican, whether you didn't care about it, you knew who he was, because he was fucking at schools. He was talking to young people. He was a fucking amazing propagandist. He was an amazing like speaker in the sense of like what the message he was trying to spread. He was spreading it well. He was like talking to a lot of people. And I think that's one of the things that people don't realize is people love him so much because he's a hustler. Damn, that is low-key sad to say. He had crazy work ethic, and I think that's the reason why his message was so strong, specifically with him, is because at the end of the day, people could respect the fact that he was putting in the work. That's why Steven Crowder was a little big for a while, because he was putting in the work with those change my mind things. And then Kirk came in and fucking stole the show, and he was doing an amazing job at it. So I mean, I could kind of see the argument for why you would want him on a coin, but I mean, all the people we have on coins right now are presidents, right? Am I wrong? Right now we have Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Franklin D. Roosevelt, George Washington, and John F. Kennedy. Yeah, I think putting him on a coin is insane. I think that sets a crazy message into the route that we're going in our country. Um, he did pass away. He was murdered. It's this is insane. That this is crazy. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is that he did like he was really good at what he did because he talks to college kids. So obviously, like that's where the clout is at is with like the new generation. He still had a lot of old generation watching him, obviously, because of the message he was spreading. But yeah, I mean, he didn't provide. I feel like anything good enough that rewards being put on a coin for the country, like as a whole. Let's make one thing clear from the start. Charlie Kirk was the victim of a shooting in a country where he, along with other right-wing extremist influencers, have been inciting violence for years. Yeah, and I think that's why this case is so tricky. I think if maybe he was a Republican without that gun, without that preference of like obviously like liking guns and like being pro guns and um like saying that like sometimes lives are worth being lost to have guns, like that's what makes this whole thing so tricky because it's like I don't know. I think personally, I'm one of those people. I'm sad for the loss of life. I don't like loss of life. I think it's fucking. I think life is beautiful, and I think taking life away from somebody is crazy. I believe in retribution. I believe in maybe changing your mind. I believe in being de-influenced. I believe in changing for the better. Um, what would that be? Rehabilitation. So I am not again. Like I'm not for like kill to stop spreading the message. I think a better thing would have been to like have somebody on the other side be able to like arouse such ideas and such talking points on the Democrat side or on the blue side or whatever side you would say on the left side. Um, but yeah, I think the taking his life was insane or is insane. Okay. Pete Hegseth orders 800 top generals and admirals to unexplained Quantico meeting. This could be crazy. I think they're gonna go for a meeting. Someone was saying that we could see a mass firing of woke generals because they don't know why they're meeting yet. I don't know what like if this is true. Not likely. Surgical termination emails work fine. What I expect is finally a long overdue presidential declaration of martial law. Such a top. Why? Trump starting. No, that's crazy. That is scary. That's what I thought about when I was hearing so many people is like, all right, man, we've come to meet to get ready for something. That's what it sounds like, not mass firings. Rare urgent meeting of hundreds of generals. Unexplained meeting next week. Oh, it's next week. Damn. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Trump announces tariff revenue aid for farmers impacted by trade policies.
Get off the subject for a second. We're going to take some of that. We want to take our money. We're doing well because of tariffs. We're doing unbelievable. We're making more money than we ever have made. And by the way, we're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, just to get off the subject for a second. We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made. We're going to give it to our farmers who are for a little while going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit. So we're going to make sure that our farmers are in great shape because we're taking in a lot of money. We want to take our money.
That doesn't sound bad. Sounds like maybe like saving face, if that's what you would say. Suddenly, Republican farmers all believe in socialism. Yeah, this is crazy. All those talk saying that a bunch of the stuff that's happening right now is like distracting, or like the Charlie Kirk and the what else has been happening that or the David thing that's like nobody's talking to nobody's like focused on the Epstein files somewhere. Oh my God. The government killed Celeste to frame David in order to distract more from the Epstein files. Confirmed right now. That's what happened. That's my take on the whole thing. I think the government killed Celeste in order to frame David. Nah, not frame David, but I do think it's a little weird how there's a bunch of stuff happening. And it is distracting. Okay. That's everything I want to get through. I'll do one last scroll through YouTube, see if there's anything else that I should address. There definitely is a lot of stuff that I should see, but we are. Oh, this. I should watch this. I saw something about government shutdown because they're not meeting till next week, and I think the budget's about to run out, or there's no budget. All right.
White House.
We got a couple more things.
White House
bear with me. Bear with me. We gotta be we gotta be members of the society right now first before we lock into a video game.
White House Budget Office telling agencies to draft mass firing plans ahead of a potential government shutdown. The shutdown could be less than a week away, with the Trump administration promising in an overnight memo to lay off more federal workers if it happens, permanently eliminating positions and staff in another upheaval in the federal workforce.
But he doesn't have Elon no more. How's he gonna do that? He didn't do it bad.
God forbid there's a shutdown, which we don't want. American people are going to know they're in charge and say, what the heck? Or worse.
We will see if there's enough Democrat senators who are dumb enough to follow Chuck Schumer off the edge of that cliff.
The House already passed a temporary measure to keep the government open, but Democrats say they will block it, hoping to return funding for public broadcasting and health premiums. They had planned to meet with the president this week, but Trump nixed it, saying the discussion wouldn't be productive.
And today, President Trump is expected to sign an executive order to declare a negotiated deal between TikTok's parent company ByteDance and a group of U.S. investors, including Oracle, meets legal requirements. Now, this comes after multiple delays on a law banning
share border control evil in the federal workforce.
Damn. Well, last time I was covering that, I feel like right now it's crazy. Last time I was covering that, I was writing it for journalism for my class, and nothing happened. Or the bill passed, so that could be crazy. That would be a next week thing to worry about, though. But yeah, so keep an eye out on that. Stuff might happen next week that could affect the next few months, which is like every day.
The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. He spoke virtually before the UN General Assembly because the U.S. had blocked his visa from coming to New York. He usually is long-winded, but he was short and resolute about what Palestinian people need from the international community right now.
Wait, that's crazy. Palestinian president speaks over video at UN after U.S. denied. Why the fuck did U.S. deny the fucking Palestinian president's visa? That makes no sense. What was he trying to do? He was trying to fucking ask for peace?
About how important it was that many countries, including France, the UK, and Canada, have recognized Palestine as a state, but that symbolic action needs to go further and needs to include an end to this war and to a governing Palestinian Authority that can be able to rebuild after nearly 2 years of destruction. Abbas also talked about what a Gaza would look like after the war. He said that Hamas would have no role in governing and they would have to turn over all their weapons over to the Palestinian Authority. He described how frustrated he was that the Palestinian statehood issue had been confused and correlated with anti-Semitism. He said that he believes that the Hamas October 7th attack does not represent the Palestinian people and they want to move forward with peace in the region next to their Israeli neighbors. After Abbas's speech on the third day of the General Assembly, now everyone...
It would be different if like a Hamas official was like, hey, let me get into the U.S. But this is like...
is looking forward to Friday morning, where Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to take the stage. And
Yeah, shit's weird.
Moments after we taped our show last night,
Jimmy Kimmel calls out bully Donald Trump over presidential lawsuit threat. I've also been like semi keeping up with this, semi not.
Well, moments after we taped our show last night, the Mad Red Hatter wrote, "I can't believe ABC Fake News gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back." You can't believe they gave me my job back. I can't believe we gave you your job back.
Jimmy Kimmel taking on Trump on night 2 of his late night return.
Of course, there are many people that disagree, and that's the risk of giving your opinion, because typically talk show hosts don't give their opinions, but times have changed drastically, and you want to talk about what's happening in the news that day, and sometimes things touch you personally. I talk about Trump more than anything because he's a bully. I don't like bullies.
This all comes after the president had this to say about ABC unsuspending the comic on Truth Social. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. He is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're gonna test ABC out on this. Last time I sued ABC, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative.
Only Donald Trump would try to prove he wasn't threatening ABC by threatening ABC.
I don't know of any legal experts who are taking Trump's latest threat seriously from a legal standpoint. You know, when he talks about this show being an illegal campaign contribution, there's nothing to actually back that up. There's no case law to actually back up the idea that a late night talk show is a campaign contribution to the Democrats.
How long has Jimmy Kimmel been on there? Since 03. Oh, he is the one with what's his name, Guillermo? Oh my god, I'm gonna watch some of this. I'm gonna watch some of these clips. I think some of these could be funny. All right, I'm queuing up too many videos. Before the Jimmy Kimmel stuff, let's do this.
We have the spectacle of my successor in the Oval Office making broad claims around certain drugs and autism that have been continuously disproved, and the degree to which that undermines public health, the degree to which that can do harm to women who are pregnant, the degree to which that creates anxiety for parents who do have children who are autistic, which, by the way, itself is subject to a spectrum, and a lot of what is being trumpeted as these massive increases actually have to do with a broadening of the criteria across that spectrum so that people can actually get services and help, not to, it's all of that is violence against the truth.
All right, Obama. They were just disgusting.
Jimmy Kimmel.
He probably felt crazy walking out. He was like, "Yeah, baby, it's me. I'm back. Guess who's back?" I bet that adrenaline rush walking out was fucking insane. He was like, "I'm gonna show these motherfuckers." I bet that felt amazing. Yo, it's poppin' followed. Thank you for the follow. I don't have my stream elements on right now. what's it called? We're reacting. I just finished my what's it called? Reacting to the news that I was gonna react to today. I was just reacting to that ICE shooting, in Texas, and then some like random shit that was happening, and I'm watching some clips of Jimmy Kimmel coming back because heard him bash. I heard him say a joke about Trump, so now I'm intrigued into what I've never watched Jimmy Kimmel, so I'm watching him right now, and we're gonna play Minecraft after. So probably like 20 minutes of Minecraft. You play COD? Not really. I want to get into zombies again. I kind of want a group though, because I want to do the Easter egg on zombies. I want to do BO2. I have BO2 right now. That's the only card I have downloaded, and I only have zombies downloaded. And I'm gonna download BO3. I'm a zombies player. I don't like Warzone or like any of the newer CODs. I just haven't played them, honestly. I like your black shirt. Thank you. It's a polo. I've actually had this since I was like middle school. No, not middle school. How long have I had this? This is an XL. My weights changed so much throughout my life. I think I had this in element. No, I was not an XL in elementary school. I'm not sure. I've had it for a while though. I actually need to buy new clothes. Hold on. I'm gonna get water. I actually need to buy new clothes. That reminds me. I want to go to the mall today, but I'll probably go tomorrow. What is your name? My name is Jardo. It's my name is literally on my name is on Twitch.
To be Jerry Springer, so thank you very much. Hi there. Hey, thanks for joining us from our longtime home on Hollywood Boulevard, where we are back to work doing our show for not all of the country, doing our show for most of the country. We are still not on the air on a number of ABC affiliates, including Seattle, Portland, Washington, D.C., Nashville, New Orleans, St. Louis, Salt Lake City, about 30 more. And if you are watching from one of those cities, please know that the person you are looking at right now is not me. Okay? Right, Guillermo?
Right, Jimmy, that's right, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. Thank God they're not preempting the new season of The Golden Bachelor because of this. The FCC might not like jokes about the president, but they are still very okay with Pop getting a squeezer in the jacuzzi. And I think we can all be very grateful for that. You know, a lot of people watched our show last night. I got so many texts from so many people. It made me realize how many of my friends are never watching the show at any other time. Tomorrow I'll hear from no one. I did hear from one.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Fahim. I've gotten spammed by like 30 artists. I'm okay. I'm not interested in any art. I'm sure your art is amazing. I've had 30 artists come into my stream and not harass, but like spam me about art, trying to coerce me into doing art. I'm okay. Thank you, Fahim, though. I really appreciate it, but I'm okay.
Very special friend. Moments after we taped our show last night, the Mad Red Hatter wrote, "I can't believe ABC fake news."
This is the clip I saw.
Job back. You can't believe they gave me my job back. I can't believe we gave you your job back. Or even. And there's more. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. No, they weren't. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. That I can't argue with. Shut the up. The freedom of speech is only for me. Do not interrupt the president. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? Who puts the network in jeopardy? You hear that? There's the threat again. This time straight from FCC Biscuit's mouth. He goes, he says, I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Only Donald Trump would try to prove he wasn't threatening ABC by threatening ABC. And you almost have to feel sorry for the people who work for him, who try to clean up the messes. They've been bending over backwards to say, oh, he never threatened. J.D. Vance today made the claim that what the FCC chairman said was a joke, which, I don't know, maybe that was a joke? I don't know. They go to all these lengths to say, oh, it wasn't coercion. The president was just musing. And then the second Trump is alone, he sits on the toilet, he gets his grubby little thumbs on his phone, and he immediately blows their excuses to smithereens and says, it was ratings that got me fired. Has anyone ever been fired for bad ratings on a Wednesday? This was his big closer. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. And he does know bad ratings. He has some of the worst ratings any president has ever had. So, on behalf of all of us, welcome to the crappy ratings club, Mr. President. Next, he'll try to sue us. And I want to say good luck with that, because we thought about it, we packed the courts, and we have a surprise ace up our sleeve, Mr. Judge Steve Harvey. That's right. Survey says you lose. Sadly, the truth is no one wants to.
Oh, I do want to see the prompter win, because I heard that his prompter went off and he gave a fucking shitty speech.
Who hit the stop button on the president's escalator yesterday?
Together, it doesn't look like a coincidence to me, and I know that we have people, including the United States Secret Service, who are looking into this to try to get to the bottom of it. And if we find that these were UN staffers who were purposefully trying to literally trip up the president and the first lady of the United States, well, there better be accountability for those people, and I will personally see to it, Jesse.
Good. That 14-year-old girl is right. We've got to get to the bottom of Escalade Gate. Now, every report I've seen says it was one of the president's own videographers who bumped the safety mechanism accidentally, which might not seem like a big deal until you realize it is a very big deal.
Hola, mi amor. You already went, Kevin?
Yeah, I forgot.
You already went?
No.
Oh, you're not.
I'm after, but
There is an entire system of feeder organizations that provide money, resources, weapons, and when they're attacking ICE officers, they're attacking buildings.
All right. We're back. We have till 6. We have 4 hours. We are going to watch this Charlie Kirk memorial from Andrew Callahan. Would love to hear what some of these people are saying, and speak on that. And then we got Minecraft after. A huevo. Let's start.
Quote. He said this about the death penalty. He wanted.
It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised. So these are the people against him, right?
Public executions, and I think it's very ironic that he got publicly.
Oh, I love this guy. I saw him at the riots. This fucking black guy. It's funny.
Too many people are feeling bad for him. I think we should respect his beliefs. He didn't believe in empathy. So I think we should respect his beliefs and not have any empathy for him.
What was your emotional reaction like when you found out Trump?
I think just that on its own is one of the reasons why I think it's just kind of justified to have that kind of like hate or lack of remorse. I know there's two different words. I would say I'm gonna say that lack of remorse towards Charlie Kirk's death is because of the fact that if he himself had that idea of not having remorse or not having empathy, remorse is not the right word. I'm sorry, remorse is not the right word. But not having empathy, then it makes sense to not give him empathy. But personally, I still do not like the loss of life in general, because at the end of the day, people are who they are from their environments, and not everybody was raised the same. Not justifying obviously like horrible stuff, but just like trying to justify me saying that I am personally someone that like loves life, and any loss of life is bad to me personally. Feelings wise.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
I broke down crying. I was at work, unfortunately. I went into a room and I cried. I called my parents. I mean, he's had such an impact on our lives. I felt like from a religious standpoint, he just helped strengthen our faith. And from a political standpoint, I felt like I should never back down from what I believe in.
He had such a heart for the black community.
25% of black youth were raised by a single mom. That's the number one issue happening in the country, and it's not because of systemic racism.
He just wanted people to be better, to recognize the full potential, to stop with the victim mentality and walk in greatness as he knew that we can.
Charlie Kirk.
I think this is because it's hard, because MAGA is way more fucking united than the Democrats, I feel like, in my opinion, because of how much, like, I feel like, honestly, what it is that I just thought about is MAGA is like this because if you think about that and the Klan, they're used to being a brotherhood. So they're used to being united with hate and disgust for the minorities. While most of like the left people, or like more left-sided minds, they're more for like freedom and uniqueness and like acceptance. So it's like they're way more like free spirits than like this brotherhood or like this membership of like this clan of people. That's literally what it is. That's what MAGA is. It's a clan of people. They're all like intertwined with their hate of this. That's what it is. That's what the issue is. It's not because, like, yes, Charlie Kirk had a stupid amount of clout, but a lot of that clout came from that clan, from that little like group of people. That's what it is. That's what the issue is. Is that because more left minds are accepting and like more free and like more like unique, we're not as like not drawn together, but like not as like close as the Klan. The Klan is the issue.
Is the 13th disciple.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the disciples all died bringing people to Jesus. They were martyred bringing people to Jesus. So now Satan's dancing and thrilled, and I'm telling people, if you voted for the Democrats this last election, you voted for the cartels.
Have you always been so religious?
No, because when I was in Vietnam, I was killing people. And I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. Why would God allow this?
If people are crying about Charlie, why aren't they crying about the school shootings? I'm an educator. I have been trained to die for children. We're supposed to jump in front of the gun, counting or not counting gang violence.
What would you say resonated the most with you about his messaging?
Well, the message of hope, even though things may seem bleak, we have Christ, but also he kind of like the way he lived his life, like how he got married early and how he talked about having kids, really resonated with me because I think a lot of that is a solution to a lot of the problems and the challenges that we're facing here in America.
He was Jesus on earth. He was like living AI, where you could go and ask it a question and it will respond to you, but with God.
Prodigal son.
Absolutely.
None of it happened before. Remember
Absolutely.
that.
Thank you, Charlie. Good seeing you again.
What's all your dogs' names?
Red, blue, green, pink, butterfly, Brooklyn, bagel, binky, brownie, Bambi, peanut. We really like the way that Charlie Kirk thought about marriage. I'm single and in my 40s, and maybe there's like been a little bit of spark, maybe I'll find my perfect man. You know, you're not going to find really anything at the bar or stuff like that. So
It's a lot of dogs.
Although I have 10 dogs, so I don't really need a man, but
That's a lot of dogs. Holy
What
shit.
about Charlie Kirk's message resonated with you most?
The fact that he swung the vote as a single human being, and then all of a sudden he passes and his voice just gets louder. People don't die for a lie, they die for the truth.
Have you heard some of the more outlandish theories about that? About why he was assassinated?
Yeah, I have, and I don't care.
Totally. Where do you think the Republican Party goes from here?
Goes from here?
Yeah.
Oh, it increases. The Democrats know they're losing, and all they have is to murder and violence.
And I think what makes this kind of worse is now Nick Fuentes is like up next.
Elon Musk, you weren't born here. Milo, you're a Jew and you weren't born here. Candace Owens, your husband, wasn't born here. Go the fuck home.
That's what happens when I think you take out somebody like Charlie Kirk. Now you get like Nick Fuentes is now the next guy up.
I'm the realest nigga on the internet that's in the middle of my generational run.
You took out some dude who was laid back, you know, politically correct in like a Republican sense. Now you got this Mexican white kid who's like, we need only white people, you know? So.
Yeah. Where do you think the future of the Republican Party is going to
Oh, we are cooked. Holy shit. I just thought about that.
If you think about Nick Fuentes, you don't really see. I don't think.
I wonder how much fuck, because then we're gonna get a lot more of those people from Jubilee. No, that's gonna be fucked. Fuck, that ruins my chances of moving out of the state. God damn it.
It's not to say
I'm
anything
gonna
against
stay in
Nick Fuentes
California.
and, like,
Fuck that.
bashing him in any way, but like Erica
Fuck
Kirk
the
has
red
been
states these
named
next couple
new
years
CEO
for
of
now.
TV USA, so we have that, and I think she will do a really great job. Another person that's more maybe closer to Charlie Kirk in my mind, maybe might be like
The only reason I'm reacting like that is because I low-key feel like that switch from like it is that I didn't even think about that, like going back from like a laid back like Charlie Kirk, if you would even say laid back, because he was just a talker. He was like a good propagandist. He was a hustler at the end of the day. Going from that to Nick Fuentes, if he is like the one that's gonna be catching up on all his clout, that might be a crazy shift in ideology.
a John Doyle.
And I would like to see Don Jr. and Eric and J.D. Vance and Barron one day be president, and maybe even my own nephew one day be president.
I can see it. Yeah. Thank you.
I am actually really energized seeing all these people here to worship God
Thank you.
and to worship Charlie. I think it's beautiful. I'm holding back tears right now.
Did you guys know Charlie? I know that the floor seats are like friends and family kind of deal.
We did not know him, but we saw him all the time. I mean, we're like what, stalkers?
Why do you think Charlie Kirk was assassinated?
Oh, I would really base it off of basically what the Tyler Robinson said, where he said that he thought that he was spreading hate in that sense, which, in my opinion, yes,
He was.
to some people who might not have maybe the best worldview, or maybe who are just in a bad place, might think that, because maybe Charlie Kirk might seem like he's actually, berating you for the way that you are, living your life or things like that.
I was born as a man, and now I'm a woman.
Okay, no, but you don't become a woman just because you dress like a woman.
My mom's from Mexico, my dad's from Syria.
So when she came here, did she know she was breaking the law?
She was like, I think, 17, so yeah.
Did she know?
She probably know.
Okay, therefore you should go back to your country of origin. If you knew that you were invading somebody's home, I don't have sympathy for you.
I feel like it was for religious reasons. I think there are people that don't feel comfortable in his faith.
That literally. I think making a compilation of clips like that and putting them on the memorial and being like, this your guy, I think that shit would have went hard, because I think those clips are the ones where it's like, this is why it's like I said, it goes back to it's just so easy to understand why so many people are trying to justify not sympathizing his death, not having empathy for his death. So it's just so hard because of clips like that, because that literally just is hate. He was just spouting hate.
And there's a religious revival going on. He was touching.
I mean, I liked him as a person because I feel like he got a lot of people into politics Because you had two people. You had the people that were like, oh yeah, I fuck with this guy, like I get what he's saying, and then you had people like me and other people that I know that were like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Or there was times where like the what's it called, his arguments were funny, where like he was just like he was a rage baiter, and like as that, like I guess you could kind of think that's funny. I kind of feel like some people would say that that's like justifying hate, but like sometimes there were like funny altercations, if you can like see that. And I think that's why he was so popular, was because he would have a lot of those altercations that were like funny. But like, oh, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, but like he low-key was just spouting hate at the end of the day. So
out there. I mean, I think we became tolerant about things that were not correct. I feel like we have a generation that doesn't understand what this nation was built on. They don't understand their rights. I think, unfortunately, when you pull God out of regular day life, you start to let evil in.
They were wrong, but they didn't want to accept it, so they killed him for it.
Yo.
I feel like seeing black people or like darker skinned people at like events like that, it just, because of what it stands for, it like just feels so wrong. And I feel like it sometimes in my head it makes me feel kind of racist, because I'm like, why, like, and especially like watching the movies where you would see like some of the black slave owners or like stuff like that, it would always just be like, am I racist for seeing them and being like, why are you there? That's not your place. Like, I'm not saying that like in society, like obviously like in the Democrats I don't feel that way, because like Democrats are like more like accepting, but like seeing them around the white people, I'm like, why are you there, dog? Like that, I don't understand, like with the message that they're sending. Obviously it's like, how are you blackening the Klan? That to me is like, how would that happen a thing? It's like the Nick Fuentes like saying the Mexican white kid that says that white people are better. It's just, that trips me out. I hate being like that. Seeing a black person in that group and be like, you're a little odd one out there.
And sisters, this is Andrew Callahan, Channel 5 News. You guys may have noticed
There's
I'm
an
actually not
ad?
in this video. It's because during the Charlie Kirk Memorial, I was actually down in Mexico shooting for Canal 5, an all Spanish language original content channel. I shot 4 different videos in 1 week down there, and I just got back today, the day after the Charlie Kirk funeral. So I'm over here right now at Apache Junction Hotel, my favorite motel in the West. But the point is, whether or not I'm in the Sonoran Desert or Mexico or anywhere in the US, one thing stays the same, which is that I like to get informed. Using what, you might ask? Ground News. Ground News is a dope-ass news aggregate that shows you exactly how all sides of the media, both all sides of the politics, is so important, and I want to make sure that you guys went to Christian fascist rally. Holy shit, Ground News. Something that also doesn't get using this QR code right here, or clicking the link in the bio, or
not throw it away or think you can judge them.
What do you guys think is the biggest threat to American values right now?
Islam.
Very good.
It literally tells people that you can have 4 wives.
He's wearing shorts and a dress shirt.
And also, the Prophet Muhammad had a 9-year-old
Basketball
wife,
shorts.
So I don't think that's representative of American values or values of the West. And
Is it okay to have another religion besides Christ?
Not in America, because our Constitution's based on Judeo-Christian values. If you're a Muslim, a Sharia law Muslim, you believe that you have to kill Jews and Christians. If you're a communist, you believe that you have to control the world. Well, we don't control the world.
There's one of those things where like everything he said, I don't know. I'm not into that, and I think that's one of the things that I admire about Hassan, is that like he's able to like say stuff on that. I'm when I stay quiet, and when I'm watching stuff, and if it's like wrong, I feel like I'm at the point where like I'm not the right guy to watch, because I don't know how to combat that. I don't know how to speak on that. I don't know what that is. I don't know how Muslims think. So.
But we're not looking to control the world. We conquered the world in World War II.
I don't know. If I'm quiet, it's because I don't know.
Really, Japan is Japan.
Realistically,
Germany is Germany.
I'm just here to react to things and to learn. As I look into more things, I'm gonna learn. But yeah, I don't know.
For ourselves, we're for freedom in the world.
Losing Charlie's really sad, but I think it created a million more Charlies. and I look forward to seeing what the future has to bring to the United States and around the world.
Have you heard the theory that Charlie Kirk was assassinated to distract from the Epstein files?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
14. So it seems like Charlie did a lot for young men specifically. When did you first find out about Charlie Kirk?
In the 2024 election, I started seeing his videos.
What resonated with you most about his message?
Really?
How he
I
would
feel like I've known
speak
about him
and
for a
stay
while.
calm, and also how he would prove them wrong as well.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Arizona State.
Okay. Would you say that there was like a lot of liberal messaging in the university?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So I graduated in 2020. I played college sports. We were all required. I mean, I wasn't on the team when they started mandating this, but it was vaccines. You had to wear the like LGBTQ pride shirts to honor that. And so I missed a lot of it in the sports, but by the time I had graduated, it was ushered in. And even my classes I felt were very liberal leaning.
It was unfortunate what happened. It was terrible what happened. And it's disgusting what happened. But when you see the Charlie Kirk effect, this is all he ever wanted, is for a revival within the United States of America and all over the world. This is all he ever dreamed and hoped for. This is all he ever preached. So to see it come true, unfortunately, when it comes to his death, it's a bittersweet moment.
Do you think freedom of speech is under attack?
I do. Jimmy Kimmel got fired for making a joke, which is just ridiculous. Like, he was even asked to apologize. He refused, which I'm proud of him for refusing. I think, you know, if they can.
I think, in my opinion, one of the best things that, or like a silver lining coming out of, I don't know how to word it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get canceled. The best thing coming out of this, I think, in my opinion, is, or a good thing coming out of this, in my opinion, is how it's separating the two, like how it's separating the responses and the reactions. I feel like saying that has been really interesting, because like the firing was crazy. The firing, and speaking on that, especially the comment that I saw that he had said, it was nothing crazy. It was just like, it's insane how this shit was happening.
Say what they want, why can't we? You know, I don't think there's any right or wrong for anybody. They believe what they believe, you know? And you can't fault them for that.
How did you feel about Jimmy Kimmel being taken off air?
Ratings, he didn't have it. That's probably the only reason. Wasn't political, just he didn't have the ratings.
I actually don't like it, because ultimately Charlie wouldn't have liked that. Charlie is the ultimate advocate for the freedom of speech.
When people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
So if there's any type of government coercion in regards to that, that's something that Charlie would have been against. Even when it comes to disparaging comments, he would let the people come, at the college campus, Charlie would let the people come to the mic and say what it is that they wanted to say, and he would debate them in good faith. And if, freedom of speech does come with its risks, and that includes those who want to use disparaging remarks to put people down and then try to destroy one another. But at the end of the day, he still stood for it, because that's the American way. That's how we get any type of headway in our country, is through dialogue, and that's why I'm a bit upset at the conservative response when it comes to Jimmy Kimmel.
All right, here's the thing. Again, I'm going to tell you truth again. The population of America is 4% of the world's population. We're 4% of the world's population. You had a 96.
My brain is fried right now. Holy shit. Okay. Well, that was that.